Hi everyone, good morning, good evening, and thank you for joining in. It's about 4:05. I think some more people are trying to join in, but okay, nonetheless, I think let's start. Once. Okay. Rohit, can you please put up the deck? So broadly, before we start off, the key idea or the why we stumbled onto this unique product, which is the topic of today's call, is our lifelong quest to find more interesting opportunities to invest into, जहाँ पे limited risk के साथ the return profile can be improved. And in that quest is where we found this particular product. Uh, Rohit, are you able to share the screen? मैं कर लूँ. एक minute. One second. Let me just put up the presentation also. Okay. So let's start. I think the topic of this presentation is pre-owned policies and how that is a unique investment which we found which has certain tax benefits also. So let us take you through the product. First of all, why does it exist and how does it exist? So there is a mark. This is a product which I feel is born from the market's need. Now, what happens is in case of a ULIP policy, there is a certain amount which is paid by the investor to the insurance company, जिसमें से थोड़ा पैसा इंश्योरेंस कवर के लिए जाता है और रिमाइंडर पैसा इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए जाता है. Therefore, a ULIP policy is something which gives both insurance cover and investment to a policy holder. A ULIP typically has a lock-in of 5 years. तो 5 साल तक आपको मैंडेटरली पैसे देने पड़ते हैं. उसके बाद आप या तो सरेंडर वैल्यू ले सकते हैं या लिक्विडेशन ले सकते हैं एंड बेसिस दैट यू कैन डिसाइड इफ यू वांट टू कंटिन्यू द पॉलिसी और नॉट. आज के दिन पे क्या होता है, देयर आर मल्टीपल सिनेरियोज वेयर वी हैव सीन that people are not able to pay their policies after paying 1 or 2 or 3 premiums. So broadly, what we mean by that is, say if someone had taken up a policy, say in year 2023, तो उस साल they were able to pay the premium. Next year they were able to pay the premium, but post that they were not in a status to pay the premium anymore, right? ऐसे cases में policy typically lapse हो जाती है. इसमें जो पॉलिसी होल्डर रहता है, he suffers because he does not get the insurance cover and he is also stuck क्योंकि वो मनी उसको मिलता है 5 साल बाद, which is from his date of taking insurance say 5 years later. Insurance company is also in a poor wicket क्योंकि उनका जो policy ratio रहता है, which they typically in insurance terminology called persistence ratio, that typically goes down. Uh, where is the presentation? Got it. Sorry. Yeah. So I think there was a slight. So now I think the presentation is back on. Yeah. So what we were trying to cover is एक insurance policy में तीन लोग होते हैं. एक insurance इस scenario में there are three people. One is the insurance company. The second is the insure the person who's the policy holder, and the third is the investor. So ये problem ये तीन लोगों के ये solution ये product ये तीन लोगों के problems को solve करता है. पॉलिसी होल्डर की प्रॉब्लम है दैट इवन आफ्टर taking the policy, now he is not able to kind of service the policy anymore. That is, he is not able to pay the premium against the policy. इंश्योरेंस कंपनी की प्रॉब्लम है कि इवन आफ्टर इशुइंग द पॉलिसी दे आर नॉट गेटिंग प्रीमियम्स ऑन टाइम एंड देयरफॉर उनका जो परसिस्टेंस रेशियो है दैट इज फॉलिंग. इन्वेस्टर का प्रॉब्लम है कि ही वांट्स मोर सेफर प्रोडक्ट्स एंड हायर यील्ड. सेफ प्रोडक्ट में 5-6-7% मिलते हैं, अगर वो डायरेक्ट यूलिप लेता है तो 6-7% मिलता है, बट उसकी टिपिकल रिक्वायरमेंट होती है कि उसको उससे ज्यादा मिल जाए, राइट. सो व्हाट प्री ओन्ड पॉलिसीज डज इज, जो लोग आज के दिन अपनी प्रीमियम की पेमेंट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं या देयर पॉलिसीज आर लैप्सिंग, those policies are bought out by the investors, and the money which the investor is paying goes to two people. One, it goes to policy holder जिन्होंने एक certain amount पे किया रहेगा, जिन्होंने मान लेते हैं 2 प्रीमियम पे किया तो उनको हम 2 प्रीमियम और एक certain amount of return दे देते हैं, और रिमाइंडर जो पॉलिसी के पैसे होते हैं जो एडवांस प्रीमियम होती है दैट इज ऑल्सो गिवन टू द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी डायरेक्टली. So what this process ensures is कि investor, insurance company and policy holder, all three people are happy. पॉलिसी होल्डर इसलिए खुश है क्योंकि उसके जो पैसे लॉक इन में थे 5 साल के लिए और जो उसको आज के दिन जरूरत है वो उनको मिल गई. इंश्योरेंस कंपनी इज हैप्पी बिकॉज इट्स पॉलिसी व्हिच इट हैड इशूड 2 years बैक, वो लैप्स होने के बदले अभी भी कंटिन्यूएंस में है. दैट इज इट इज स्टिल रनिंग एंड इट इज स्टिल जनरेटिंग प्रीमियम फॉर द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी. एंड द इन्वेस्टर इज हैप्पी क्योंकि जो प्रोडक्ट में वो डायरेक्टली इन्वेस्ट करके 6% 7% कमाता मैट मैक्स, थ्रू दिस pre-owned policy scheme he is able to make almost 12%. Now let us again understand how this works. So देखिए step 1 क्या बोलता है. रोहित, go to the previous slide. Yeah, previous slide. Yes. पॉलिसी होल्डर को पॉलिसी से एग्जिट चाहिए बिकॉज फॉर वॉट एवर रीजन उसके घर पे दिक्कत है, वॉट एवर रीजन वी डोंट नो, बट ही वांट्स एन एग्जिट. स्टेप 2 में क्या करते हैं, द इन्वेस्टर अक्वायर द पॉलिसी एट अ डिस्काउंट. जो प्रीमियम पेमेंट है दैट द पॉलिसी होल्डर कैन डिसाइड कि उसको आगे का देना है या नहीं देना है. जो 5 साल का लॉक इन वाला प्रीमियम रहता है दैट ही हैज ऑलरेडी पेड, एंड मैच्योरिटी पे ड्यूरिंग द टाइम दैट दिस 5-year period has expired, he will automatically or he can actually write to the insurance company कि मेरा liquidation करके आप मेरा जितना रिटर्न बना है वो दे दें, राइट. रोहित, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. राइट. सो ब्रॉडली लेट्स ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि ये हमारे रिस्क रिटर्न प्रोफाइल में कहाँ गिरता है. सो your typical this graph is something which every investor is very familiar with. रिटर्न ऊपर जा रही है तो रिस्क भी ऊपर जा रहा है. आपके सबसे सेफ में हो गए बैंक एफडी एंड डिपॉजिट, गवर्नमेंट डिपॉजिट्स, जहाँ पे also the risk is very low but the return is also very low. Gold slightly more risky, slightly more return. Real estate even more. Mutual fund even more. Listed even more. And private equity or unlisted, which we typically do or specialize in, that is again something which is slightly again of a higher riskier nature, but it also gives you higher return. What we try and do is we try and find products जो इस लाइन, ये जो लाइन बन रही है ना, इस लाइन के ऊपर हो. तो प्री ओन्ड यूलिप्स में हमारा ऐसा अंडरस्टैंडिंग है that it is giving us an opportunity to invest in something which is of a higher return nature with a slightly lower risk profile. ठीक है. Rohit, next slide. Now let us understand ki how is this product created and how is this product regulated and how is this product under the law. So एक section है, section 38 of the Insurance Act, which basically is for assignment, जिसके अंदर assignment of policy is discussed and made valid. उसी clause को use करके ये product का creation किया गया है. This entire insurance is under the regulator IRDAI. So overall, anything that has been done here with the insurance company as the backup is under the oversight of the IRDAI, which is essentially implementing the sections of the Insurance Act. And the policies which are being displayed, या जो policies यहाँ पे ला रहे हैं pre-owned policies, all of them are from the best of the insurers. So HDFC, SBI, Axis, Max Life, these are the 3-4 insurers with which this product has been created. Rohit, next slide. Got it. So again, just reiterating whatever has been said, the product is one which targets an 11 to 12% post-tax return. It is obviously insulated from the stock market क्योंकि ये यूलिप है तो उसमें जनरली डेट इन्वेस्टमेंट लिया रहता है जो टिपिकली अकॉर्डिंग टू रेगुलेशन 4 के ऊपर देना मैंडेटरी है बट टिपिकली आपका एवरेज यूलिप 6 से 6.25% के बीच में दे देता है. And how is it tax efficient? इस पे आते हैं. This is a very interesting part of this overall product, that any policy which was issued for ULIP before 2021, उस समय का जितना भी proceeds insurance company से आता है, all of that was tax free. Today, whatever policies have been issued by any insurance company of ULIP after 2021, उसमें अगर आपका annual premium 2.5 लाख के अंदर है, again your tax on maturity is nil. So what this basically helps with is that if you are putting in less than 2.5 lakh as premium amount, then in that case your 12% whatever you are generating is effectively tax free, and therefore you are probably generating a blended return of almost 14-15%. कोई दूसरे प्रोडक्ट पे अगर आप 14-14.5% बनाते तब वो टैक्स दे के आपको 12% रिटर्न देता. But this product, because of the exemptions given by the IT Act, we are able to get a higher return at a lower tax profile. What if your premium is more than 2.5 lakh? अगर आपका 2.5 लाख से ऊपर प्रीमियम है एंड आपने जितने टाइम पॉलिसी होल्ड किया है बेसिस दैट आपके यूनिट्स पे आपको एलटीसीजी एसटीसीजी मिल जाएगा. अगर आपने अपने यूनिट्स को लेसर टाइम के लिए होल्ड किया तो एसटीसीजी लग जाएगा. अगर आपने लॉन्गर टाइम के लिए होल्ड किया तो 12.5% लॉन्ग टर्म लग जाएगा. Next slide, please. Now, this is an example of a policy which we bought, we experienced, and that is how we see the policy playing out. इसमें the policy was of 6 months, जो अपना यहाँ पे liquidation eligible date लिखा हुआ है. The initial investment amount of the policy was 2,89,000 and the maturity value was 3,09,000. तो अगर ये देखें तो what is happening is जो पैसा पॉलिसी होल्डर ने दिया उस पे कुछ रिटर्न बना. अब वो रिटर्न हैज बीन स्प्लिट मल्टीपल वेज. सो अ पोर्शन ऑफ दैट रिटर्न हैज बीन गिवन टू द पॉलिसी होल्डर. द रिमाइंडर अमाउंट हैज बीन given to the investor so that his overall return profile can be a little better. So this initial investment of 2.89 lakhs will yield us a maturity value of almost 3.09 lakhs, yielding a overall annualized return of almost 13 to 14% in the case of this particular policy. Now, just to understand this situation specifically, again, policyholder situation, he missed a premium renewal due to financial constraints, and there was a risk of policy lapse. What happens is an investor comes in and he endorses the policy onto his name, and he becomes the new beneficiary of the policy. Liquidation and returns on the completion of 5 years go to the investor. Rohit, next slide, please. Now, how does this overall process work? In a sense, it's a very, very simple process. Essentially, the investor decides. आप as an investor आप decide करते हो कि आपको कितने का investment करना है. मान लेते हैं आपने decide किया कि 5 लाख रुपए मुझे इस product में लगाने हैं. Yeah. 5 लाख रुपए हमें इस प्रोडक्ट में लगाने हैं. Therefore, we get to understand कि आपके कौन से पॉलिसीज हमारे पास अवेलेबल हैं जिनका 5 लाख रुपए का ओवरऑल सम बनेगा, तो उनको आपको सिलेक्ट करके देते हैं. देन द इन्वेस्टर टू द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी फॉर अप्रूवल. वन सेकंड, एक्सक्यूज मी, कैन यू म्यूट? या सो या रोहित, यू कैन प्रेजेंट, आई गेस. Yeah. So once you've decided कि ये policies पे आपको invest करना है, then those policies are sent to the insurance company for an approval and an endorsement against your name. Once that approval comes in, the investor then makes the payment to the escrow account, which is created for this entire process. And उसमें से थोड़ा पैसा in policy holder को जा रहा है and remainder पैसा insurance company को जा रहा है. Once this process is done, the insurance company will take about 7 to 10 days to do the endorsement of the policy in the investor's name. And this is sent as a direct mailer from the insurance company to the investor. तो ये प्रॉपर एक एंडोर्समेंट लेटर आता है, इंश्योरेंस कंपनी इशू करती है इन्वेस्टर के नाम पे, showing that he is now the nominee for the policy. एंड जो भी टेन्योर रहता है यूलिप का फिक्स टेन्योर, उसके बाद दिस पे आउट इज देन टू द बैंक अकाउंट ऑफ द इन्वेस्टर. So this is how this entire process kind of works. So this was an overall gist of how this entire process works. This is slightly something which I think it is something which invokes a lot of questions. So I'm kind of happy to start taking questions and understand if there are any queries that we can answer to make this a little easier to understand.
Hey Abhishek, this is Senthil. I have one question, like what happens after this policy assignment? The policy holder dies before this policy is matured. What happens in that case?
Perfect. So this is a very nice question, which I think every investor who has spoken to us generally asked us. So say there are two scenarios. One, आपने पॉलिसी लिया, इन्वेस्ट पॉलिसी होल्डर को ड्यूरिंग द पॉलिसी पीरियड कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. इन दैट केस जो अमाउंट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड मैच्योरिटी लिक्विडेशन अमाउंट जो भी वैल्यू रहेगा, रेसिडुअल वैल्यू, वो आपको मिल जाएगा, प्लेन एंड सिंपल, ओवर. अगर पॉलिसी होल्डर की ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड दैट यू आर स्टिल इन्वेस्टेड डेथ हो जाती है, तो जो भी इंश्योरेंस का सम अश्योर्ड था या जो भी उसको लिक्विडेशन वैल्यू मिलना था, उसमें से जितना रिटर्न्स आपका यूनिट्स का प्रॉमिस्ड है वो आपको आएगा. रिमाइंडर अमाउंट पॉलिसी होल्डर को चला जाता है.
Okay, thanks, Abhishek.
Yeah, I hope that answers.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Please feel free to kind of raise your hand and ask any question if I can be helpful. Yeah. Omkar ji, please go ahead.
Abhishek, इसमें
Yeah.
risk, what are the risks associated with this product, and where do you find these policy holders?
Perfect. Good questions. So I think risk associated with the policy, there are 2-3 risks. One, obviously, the units in a ULIP are eventually invested into a debt market. So उसमें जो return plus minus हो सकता है, that return is typically there. Apart from that, I think there is no separate risk as you would say kind of own a ULIP directly in your name, because आपके नाम पे पॉलिसी इंडोर्स होके आ रही है. अब वो पैसे जो यूनिट्स में लगे, कल को वो यूनिट्स में कोई प्रॉब्लम आई तो अलग चीज है. But other than that, there is no separate risk than what you would typically have in any other insurance policy for that matter. And second, to answer your second question, how is these policies being sourced? So essentially, like I told you, there are 3 people in this whole scenario. एक पॉलिसी होल्डर है, एक इंश्योरेंस कंपनी है और एक इन्वेस्टर है. तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का जो टारगेट रहता है टिपिकली इसकी मेरे पॉलिसीज लैप्स ना हो. So this product has been created in consensus with all 3 parties, wherein with the insurer also being on board, we are flagged off, or the product maker is flagged off कि भाई ये पॉलिसीज लैप्स होने वाले हैं. वो इंश्योरर पॉलिसी होल्डर से ओके लेता है कि क्या आप ये पॉलिसी एंडोर्स करके असाइन करने में इंटरेस्टेड हो. अगर वो इंटरेस्टेड होते हैं, then it is shown to the investor. Omkar ji, I hope that answers.
Yes, got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Rajan ji, if you want to kind of go ahead.
Yes, Abhishek. Yeah. So I have 2 policies in my own name. There are traditional LIC policies.
Correct.
And I also got bonuses on one of them, but the policies are lapsed after the minimum premium duration. Yes,
Okay.
that I have to pay. Now, rather than surrendering, because they're traditional and I'm not getting good returns, or I would rather look for, if I'm looking for insurance, I'd rather look for term plan. Uh, can I sell it?
Uh, so technically it can be sold, but this will only work out logically for someone who's in need of money. आप वही पैसा निकाल के जब reinvest करेंगे, your returns will be lower. But that ways it can be done. If you are interested to kind of sell, you can let us know. LIC, I don't think is on board this program as of now, because this
Right.
product is not being manufactured by us. There are 2-3 manufacturers of this product. We are working with 2-3 people trying to source the best policies which are available in the market. But if you want, I can check with them if an LIC policy can be sold. मुझे जितनी information है, LIC is currently not something which is on board with this entire assignment game.
I assumed so, and I also wanted to know that
Yeah.
is it wise surrendering and investing the same amount in mutual funds after
Sir, I think
holding
that
it for 10
depends upon
years?
the surrender value. अगर वो surrender value में आपका बहुत ज़्यादा reduction हो रहा है, then it might not make sense. But if the deduction is lesser than what you will stand to gain in a typical mutual fund, then it might make sense to surrender. Alternatively, I think there is also an option to get a loan on a policy. So what you can typically do is वो policy को pledge करके उसके against loan लेके उसको invest कर दीजिए. Because वो policy का तो output आपको eventually आ ही जाएगा. So you can think on the other line also.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Tanmay ji, if you would want to kind of go.
Yeah, Abhijit, thank you for information. But I just wanted to ask, what, according to your market intelligence, what is the shortest tenure that a person can invest in this product? Like, is it 3 years, 5 years, 6 months?
एवरेज नहीं 3 ईयर 5 ईयर तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना. आप समझो 5 साल का यूलिप का लॉक इन होता है. टिपिकली लोग 2 प्रीमियम दे देते हैं, तो जनरली 2 से 2.5 साल का ही पॉलिसी आता है. मिनिमम जो आता है व्हाट आई हैव सीन इज 6 मंथ्स. एवरेज जो है दैट इज 12 to 15 months.
Yes. And a person can start with what amount of investment in this?
टिपिकली 2 लाख रुपए से स्टार्ट किया जा सकता है.
Oh.
2 lakhs.
And are there some larger ticket sizes also available for
लार्जर
investors?
मिल जाता है. यस
Okay.
Larger कम मिलते हैं. So what typically happens is you'll have to bunch up smaller policies, because you'll have to understand the nature of this product is ऐसा है कि policy holder is now not able to pay. So typically जिन्होंने larger premium लिया होगा उनका non payment of premium का challenges कम आता है, because they have already planned better. This is typically more relevant in cases जहाँ the annual premium was say between 1 to 2 lakh. So
Okay.
typically आपको average जो policies मिलेंगे वो 3 lakh to 4 lakh के अंदर के होंगे. 5 लाख के ऊपर की policies कम आती है. I think for lapsing. I mean, this is from an overall understanding of the insurance space only.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sandeep ji? Sandeep ji, if you would want to go ahead. Got it. I think he's not there. Nilang ji, if you would want to go ahead. I see you raised your hand.
Yeah, sure. So just
Yeah.
wanted to understand with an example. Let's say one wants to invest 10 lakh rupees.
Right.
So how does the journey goes on? Like he will source another 2-3 policies, and the balance. Let's say somebody's paid. I'm assuming 3 premiums and 2 premiums are to be paid. So I will end up paying, the policy gets assigned to me, and then I will end up paying the other 2 premiums. And then what happens after 5 years? How is the exit happens? Because I'm assuming this is for only ULIPs, right?
Correct.
There will be these 5-6
Problem
insurance.
maybe होता है, but just to keep it simple, we are with ULIPs as of now.
तो ULIPs में let's assume ICICI, IPFC इनके policies रहेंगे. तो
Correct.
वो सारे market linked रहेंगे, right? So I will pay another 2 more premiums. तो वो फिर plus market volatility रहेगा, portfolio नीचे जाएगा. So how are you? Is the return assured, or how is the exit scenario? And just with some example, if you can.
Absolutely. मैं आपको एक live example से walk through कराता हूँ.
Right.
मान लेते हैं कि मैंने एक यूलिप लिया जिसमें 2 साल का 1 लाख रुपए का प्रीमियम था. मैंने 2024 का प्रीमियम दिया, 2025 का प्रीमियम दिया. अब फॉर सम रीजन माय फाइनेंशियल स्थिति इज नॉट गुड दैट आई कैन नॉट पे द नेक्स्ट प्रीमियम, राइट, एंड माय प्रीमियम इज नाउ इन ड्यू. सो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी क्या करेगी? प्रोबेबली ही विल फ्लैग ऑफ टू मी सेइंग कि बॉस ऐसे एक इन्वेस्टर है, आपको अगर पैसे की जरूरत है तो आप उसको अपनी पॉलिसी सरेंडर कर दो या पॉलिसी इंडोर्स कर दो. तो ही बिकम्स द नॉमिनी फॉर द पॉलिसी. अब मान लेते हैं कि ये पॉलिसी में मैंने जो 2 लाख रुपए दिए ओवर 2 years, उसमें 6% करके 12,000 13,000 रुपए बने.
Okay.
That is the money which is now getting move to the investor a certain portion of it rather, which is enhancing your return as the investor, right?
So you are discounting his return, or how is it? Like it will be a market link, ना तो ऊपर भी
Exactly.
नीचे भी मतलब charges वाला नीचे भी हो सकता है.
में मान लेते हैं कि ज्यादातर जो प्रोडक्ट इन्वेस्टेड रहता है तो उसका डेट यूनिट्स ओनली,
Okay, okay.
उसके डेट यूनिट्स में इन्वेस्टेड है, तो अब डेट में टिपिकली मान लीजिए उनको 6% बन के आ रहा होगा नेट नेट. यूलिप प्लान में एवरेज अगर आप देखो तो वर्स्ट परफॉर्मिंग फंड 5.5 देता है, गुड फंड्स 6.5 देते हैं, एवरेज 6 पकड़ लेते हैं, तो एवरेज 6% का रिटर्न बन रहा होगा, तो 2 साल का 12,000 रुपया बना. अब कुछ प्रपोजल कुछ ऐसा रहेगा कि इन्वेस्ट पॉलिसी होल्डर को बोला जाएगा कि जो 12,000 बने हैं इसमें से 3,000 आप रख लो, 9,000 रुपया हम इन्वेस्टर को दे देते हैं.
ओके, ठीक है.
तो इन्वेस्टर जो 2 लाख रुपए आज लगा रहा है उसको प्रोबेबली 2,09,000 के यूनिट मिल जा रहे हैं.
अंडरस्टूड. ओके.
ये जो 9,000 आपको एडिशनल मिल रहे हैं सॉर्ट ऑफ फ्री,
राइट,
इससे आपको अगले 2 साल का जो रिटर्न है वो ऊपर जा रहा है. और
ओके.
हम अभी क्या कर रहे हैं, अगला जो 1 साल 2 साल का जो प्रीमियम है वो डायरेक्टली लेके इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को एडवांस प्रीमियम में दे दे रहे हैं.
अच्छा, वो एडवांस में ही दे रहे हो अगले 2 साल.
एडवांस प्रीमियम में दे दे रहे हैं, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी इज आल्सो हैप्पी.
ऑटोमेटिकली स्क्वायर ऑफ हो जाएगा या वन कैन कंटिन्यू एंड द रिटर्न कंटिन्यू?
नहीं, वो आपको लिक्विडेशन के टाइम पे जब आपका 5 साल ओवर हो जाएगा आपको उसका लिक्विडेशन रिक्वेस्ट ऑनलाइन ही पंच करना पड़ेगा, तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी आपका जो नॉमिनेटेड बैंक अकाउंट है उसमें आपको पॉलिसी रिडीम करके दे देगी.
So this you are running with an assumption ये सब डेट स्कीम्स में है, तो डाउनसाइड इज
बाय डिफॉल्ट जनरली आज तक हमने जो भी पॉलिसी देखी है सब में डेट में इन्वेस्टेड है. यू ऑब्वियसली हैव द ऑप्शन टू स्विच इट आउट टू एन इक्विटी स्कीम,
अंडरस्टूड.
बट वो आपका चॉइस है, टिपिकली इन्वेस्ट होके डेट में आएगा. और मान लेते हैं वो कोई भी स्कीम में हो, मैं तो आज का एनईवी देख के बात कर रहा हूँ. अब
ओके.
मान लेते हैं वो अगर इक्विटी में भी था और आपको वो स्कीम नहीं पसंद है, आपको डेट में करना है, तो वो तो आपको एनईवी पे के ऊपर हम काम कर रहे हैं, तो वो तो आप लेनी के स्विच ओवर कर सकते हैं ना.
इट विल बी अ वेरी डील स्पेसिफिक थिंग मतलब.
नहीं, बहुत एक्चुअली मैंने जितने देखे हैं काफी हद तक स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड है, because essentially these are all you have to understand the policy which is coming is someone who is stressed for funds.
Right.
So he has not taken too much equity exposure. These are all largely debt.
Just in terms of documentation, timelines and all, like, because if one has to allocate larger sums, like 2 crores or 50 lakhs, so bunching up of those policies, uska documentation and everything can be done digitally or clicks of
Not
buttons.
digital as well. There is no physical paperwork which takes place.
Okay.
So what essentially happens is, say you tell me कि मुझे 50 lakh का policy लेना है. So what we do is we will go to the product manufacturer and to the insurance company and understand कि अभी कितने policies available हैं. मान लेते हैं हमें 4 लाख की 15 पॉलिसी मिली जिसमें 50 लाख रुपए का अभी प्रीमियम पेबल हो गया. वो पॉलिसी 10 पॉलिसी हम आपको लाके देंगे कि सर ये पॉलिसी है, एवरेज ड्यूरेशन 12 महीने का है, आप आज जो इन्वेस्ट करोगे आपको 12% का आईआरआर आएगा. इस बेसिस पे विद द अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि ये सारे डेट यूनिट्स में लगे हुए पैसे. अब वो पॉलिसी के लिए आप अपना नेम पैन देंगे, वो पॉलिसी का अप्रूवल आएगा सबके ऊपर. Each of the policies will get an approval from the insurance company, where the insurance company will check again with the policy holder that this is good to go. वो अप्रूवल आने के बाद आपको कम्युनिकेट होगा कि नीलांग जी, नाउ इट इज रेडी, यू कैन मेक द पेमेंट अगेंस्ट इट. देन यू मेक द ट्रांसफर ऑफ फंड्स अगेंस्ट इट. जो फंड अगेन स्प्लिट होगा बिटवीन द पॉलिसी होल्डर एंड द इंश्योरेंस कंपनी. ये जब प्रोसेस हो जाएगा, जब इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को उनका पोर्शन मिल जाएगा, जब पॉलिसी होल्डर को उनका पोर्शन मिल जाएगा, इस दिन के 7 से 8 दिन में इंश्योरेंस कंपनी एंडोर्स करके आपके मेल आईडी पे कॉन्फर्मेशन भेजेगी दैट द नाउ द पॉलिसी इज एंडोर्स्ड इन योर नेम. बस. एंड उसके बाद यू गेट द लॉगिन आईडी पासवर्ड, यू कैन गो ऑनलाइन टू द
लॉगिन आईडी पासवर्ड किसका रहता है ये फिर, बिकॉज़ देयर विल बी मल्टीपल इंश्योरेंस कंपनी
लेते हैं. सो वी व्हाट वी ट्राई एंड डू इज कि आपको कोई एक इंश्योरेंस से ही कराएं सो दैट इट्स इजियर फॉर यू टू ट्रैक आल्सो. मान लेते हैं एक्सिस मैक्स लाइफ का है, तो आप एक्सिस मैक्स लाइफ में अपने लॉगिन से डालोगे तो आपको आपके सारी पॉलिसीज दिख जाएंगे इन वन शॉट.
एंड दिस इज विद द अजम्पशन कि 6% का आगे 2-3 साल का भी रिटर्न कैरी होते रहेगा.
सर देखिए, 4 तो यूलिप में मैंडेटरी होता है देना, तो रेगुलेशन है. और हिस्टोरिकली आप देखिए 5.5 इज व्हाट द वर्स्ट परफॉर्मिंग फंड हैज गिवन इन द लास्ट 3 इयर्स. 6 तो मैं बहुत एवरेज अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ, हो सकता है उससे रिटर्न थोड़ा ऊपर ही आए.
बट अंडरराइटिंग के टाइम 12% एटलीस्ट बनेगा ही, दैट इज द
बन जाना. मतलब अब इसमें वही है, क्योंकि आपका पॉइंट सही है, बिकॉज इट इज यूनिट्स, प्लस माइनस 0.1 0.2% हो सकता है, बट दैट इज द रेंज. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि 12 का 6 हो जाएगा, 12 का 10 हो जाएगा.
अच्छा.
और इसमें लार्जली हमने जो देखा है 0.12% ज्यादा ही हो जाता है,
ओके ओके ओके
क्योंकि हम लॉन्ग टर्म नहीं खेल रहे हैं. मैं तो आपको 10 साल का पॉलिसी नहीं बेच रहा हूँ, आई एम नॉट इम्पैक्टेड बाय इंटरेस्ट रेट साइकिल्स दैट मच.
अच्छा, तो शॉर्ट टर्म पेपर्स ही रहते हैं यूजुअली, तो विच द इंटरेस्ट रेट्स
12 to 15 months max.
अच्छा, एवरेज 12 to 15 मंथ्स का ही बैलेंस टर्नओवर रहता है ये सब का.
हाँ, वो 15 महीने बाद आपको रोटेट करना पड़ेगा नई पॉलिसी में आपको अक्वायर करना.
अच्छा, एवरेज महीने के मतलब एक या दो प्रीमियम बचे, वही टाइप की पॉलिसीज बचत होती है.
सर देखिए, 2 प्रीमियम जनरली सब लोग दे देते हैं, जिस साल लेते हैं और जिस साल का अगला रहता है. उसके बाद 4-6 महीने तो लैप्स हुआ रहेगा, तभी पॉलिसी आ रही है.
अंडरस्टूड.
तो 2.5 साल तो निकल ही गए, तो मैक्सिमम टेन्योर जो आ सकता है वो 2.5 साल का आता है.
ओके
तो इसीलिए मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ एवरेज 1.5 साल आप पकड़ सकते हैं टेन्योर वाइज.
अंडरस्टूड. एंड देन द रीपेमेंट्स विल कम अक्रॉस डिफरेंट साइकिल्स, बिकॉज़ लेट्स से 5-6 पॉलिसीज है, तो रोज अलग अलग अमाउंट आते रहेगा.
करेक्ट. वो तो हर पॉलिसी का जो भी 5 ईयर पीरियड कंप्लीशन है, उस दिन आप जाके अपना लिक्विडेशन करा सकते हो. उस दिन आपको
And
liquidation आपको आ
is
जाएगी.
has this been tested across the मतलब the multiple cycles I've seen of repayments and the investments, and this is not tested?
This is a new product. I came across this product from a personal investing lens. I think I invested in the month of July.
Oh,
मैंने एक 6 महीने का लिया है, एक 12 महीने का लिया है, एक 15 महीने का लिया है. 6 महीने वाला मेरा, but what we tried and did was we tried and spoke to the insurance company to get a clarity that this is all above board, they are aware of this.
right.
मैं जाके उनको बोला कि ये पॉलिसी आपके दिन मेरे नाम पे है क्या, तो उन्होंने बोला yes it is in your name. We went and checked every particular detail on the insurance website. नॉमिनी में कितना हमारा नाम लिखा हुआ है, बैंक अकाउंट सही है कि नहीं है, यूनिट्स कैसा है, IRR calculations, all of that took 3-4 months. But we've not received any payment as of now.
Okay,
वो
understood.
हमारा भी साइकिल खत्म होगा आई थिंक इन Jan-Feb.
And in income tax, is this been explicitly identified as assignment? Repayments are tax free, मतलब because assignments I have not read across in income tax. मतलब
सर लार्जली
proceed होता है.
हाँ, आईटी वैसे असाइनमेंट को स्पेसिफिकली कवर नहीं कर रहा है. असाइन पॉलिसी में आपको कितना आ रहा है, दैट देयर इज नो कवरेज.
Right.
Largely what is written is that any proceeds from the insurance company to
Right.
your account, that
Right.
is tax free. So the understanding is कि अगर law में लिखा है proceeds from an insurance company and you are getting proceeds from an insurance company, so you're largely covered.
Okay, but there are again endowment policies which are taxable, मतलब.
Correct.
तो
Endowment में भी है ना सर, 5 लाख तक का exemption है. First 5 lakh which you pay.
ग्रे एरिया में पकड़ा जाए and फिर पूरा टैक्स लग जाए, that's the risk that one can face.
सर मैं तो ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ, मान लेते हैं टैक्स लग भी जा रहा है, तभी भी the product is superior.
हाँ, टैक्स लगे सुपीरियर, बट फॉर मी
नहीं,
नॉट.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड राइट. नहीं, my thought is जो ये प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स भी है ना, उन्होंने भी कंसल्टिंग लिया है फ्रॉम टैक्स एक्सपर्ट्स, एंड व्हाट दे हैव आल्सो बीन टोल्ड इज basis reading of the law, it is supposed to be exempt for you if you are paying less than the premium. क्योंकि कहीं पे भी लॉ में ऐसा डिस्टिंक्शन नहीं है कि आप ओरिजिनल पॉलिसी सब्सक्राइबर हो या नहीं हो. वो बोल रहा है अगर आपको इंश्योरेंस प्रोसीड्स आ रहे हैं तो इट इज एग्जेप्ट.
If you are paying less than the premium, I didn't understand this line.
Sorry, I meant less than the new limits. यूलिप के लिए 2.5 लाख एंड एंडाउमेंट के लिए 5 लाख.
अच्छा, so per policy has to be less than that amount, and then
टोटल प्रीमियम आप जो एक साल में दे रहे हैं, अगर 2.5 लाख के नीचे है यूलिप में, तो ही टैक्स फ्री है.
Exactly. So one now if I want to deploy let's say 50 lakhs, तो 2.5 लाख
टैक्सेबल है सर.
तो 2.5 लाख की इतनी मल्टीपल पॉलिसीज होगी लोगों की.
आपका पूरा टैक्सेबल है, मल्टीपल पॉलिसी से नहीं होगा.
अच्छा, तो पूरा टैक्सेबल हो जाएगा. ओके, अंडरस्टूड.
सर द आइडिया, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द टैक्सेशन आइडिया. मतलब आपको भी पता है सर, पहले तो 2021 के पहले एवरी एचएनआई यूज्ड टू यूज
राइट
पॉलिसी फॉर टैक्स बेनिफिट.
फॉर इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट
आपने भी किया, सबने किया है. 2021 में जो बजट आया उसमें यही तो लूपहोल को प्लग किया गया. द प्लगिंग वाज दैट यू डोंट इन्वेस्ट टू मच इन यूलिप्स जस्ट फॉर टैक्स बेनिफिट्स. सो द आइडिया है कि भाई 2.5 लाख तक का जो प्रीमियम दे रहे हो वो टैक्स एग्जेम्प्ट है. उसके बाद है तो दैट इज नॉट फॉर इंश्योरेंस, दैट इज और योर इंश्योरेंस रिक्वायरमेंट इज ऑफ अ मच लार्जर अमाउंट.
अंडरस्टूड. तो मतलब 2.5 लाख तक ही है ना, ये भी फिर टैक्सेबल ही होगा ना, ये भी जो 2.5 प्रोरेटा फिर टैक्सेबल होगा ये.
करेक्ट.
ओके, अंडरस्टूड.
थैंक यू जी.
Yeah, Abhishek, one question I have, like what happens if the investor also dies before, the actual maturity of the policy? What happens in that scenario? Like,
I think you can also create a nominee to the policy. But that is a good question I have not thought about, so I can check and get back.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
But that's a valid point.
Hello.
Uh,
Hello. Abhishek?
हाँ जी संदीप जी बताएं.
Yeah. Just you mentioned in your earlier answer that you approach the manufacturer and manufacturer is approach the insurance company. So
Correct.
what's role of Altis or your kind of team
So
in this product?
we are working to kind of secure the best policies possible in the sense कि पॉलिसीज में जो आईआरआर आता है ना सर 8% से लेके 12% के आईआरआर का पॉलिसीज मिलता है. So we are trying to ensure that the structure is right. We are trying to solve for the taxation problems. We are trying to source the best sort of policies, ensure that the entire process is running very smoothly. That is what our role is. We otherwise are not originating this product.
So the manufacturer of this product is different from your team.
Yes.
Okay. So ultimately, who is responsible if there is any legality issues arise? Any
So the
non-payment, delay payment, or any kind of just one person, just before me, one guy has said that investor is died or someone is not, claim has been not proceed, your any recovery issues. So who will be ultimately the investor
in
should
case of
approach?
yeah, investor, the insurance company is a party to the entire agreement, and Altius is there to liaise between the insurance company. So the investor can directly go and ask the insurance company also for any trouble that he has. He can come to us and we can help him if there is a problem, obviously. Because हम insurance company में जो भी senior बंदा है जो assignment देख रहा है उससे हम in touch में हैं. We are developing and evolving the product along. So all of that is happening parallelly.
Okay.
Right? All right. Thank you.
So one more thing.
हाँ जी.
If you So we are also distributing such kind of product of alternate investment and mutual fund. We are as a basically distributor. So we refer our clients to innovative product such kind of that. And I have heard from your team only that this product is available. So we are happy to associate. But how investor will proceed or how we have to proceed for this product?
So that I think whoever is your RM, please reach out to him or her, and she'll help you understand how, as a distributor, you can work with this.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Abhishek,
हाँ जी, बताएं sir.
yeah, I have one question. Like, so does this policy, unique policies, do they have like two components, like sum assured and maturity, or is it like only one component? My question is
Oh,
because what
yeah.
happens if the policy holder dies, and what doesn't happen if policy holder is alive during the policy? In that case, our returns will be impacted, right? So how do you calculate your returns? I mean, in the case of policy holder living up to the policy and not living up to the policy. You said some specific examples, right? So does it include those calculations?
Correct. So, in case the policy holder does not die during the policy period, in that case, whatever is your unit value, जो आपने mutual fund units में invest किया via the ULIP policy, that on liquidation, that money comes to you. Clear?
Okay, yeah, I got it.
In case the policy holder dies, right?
Okay.
जितना sum assured है, उसमें से सबसे पहले जो unit value है वो आपको आएगा. You will get the unit value even in case of death. So for an investor, the payout is not changing. The insured or जिसके नाम पे policy थी originally, he will get the sum assured minus the liquidation value for the mutual fund units.
Oh, okay.
मान लेते हैं आपका रिटर्न बना, आपने 4 लाख रुपए लगाए, you were supposed to get 5 lakh rupees. The sum
Okay.
assured was 2 lakh rupees. In case the person doesn't die, you get 5 lakh rupees, it is over, nothing else, done. If the person dies, you get 5 lakh rupees, he gets 45 lakh rupees and not 50 lakh rupees.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Got it.
Hi
Yeah.
Abhishek, Satish here. So, so what I have understood is key. So if I have made the two payments for premiums 2 lakhs each, right, and after 2.5 years the policy gets lapsed, and you as an intermediary asked the insurance company for available product, and insurance company has just suggested that this product is available. Now, if someone comes you as an investor and they've asked he wants to invest, say 2 lakhs rupees, right? So what will be the payment terms? Will be payment made upfront for the next three
All of
premiums,
that.
all upfront? So then taxation rules will change for that. So that will be taxable at 6 lakhs is paid in the same year.
So what happens is a portion is going to the policyholder, not to the insurance company. So technically,
Hmm.
इसमें कहा जाता है what is the annual premium for the policy and not
Okay.
what you're paying right now. Because आपने अगर 6
Okay.
लाख रुपए 4 लाख रुपए तो पॉलिसी होल्डर को जा रहा है ना, वो तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को आप नहीं दे रहे हो आज के दिन पे.
Okay. Okay. And about the rights, so all the mortality rights will be remain with the original policy holder,
Correct.
and monetary benefits, so priority will be given to investor, and then it
For
will
the
move.
value of the units, it is only in the hands of the investor. जो पॉलिसी होल्डर का है, that is sum assured minus unit value जो भी है वो है.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Right. What I can do is I can quickly show you a sample of my policy. Rohit, आप log in कर सकते हो क्या? I can probably give you the OTP. Do you have the ID password? हाँ, आप करिए. Oh, showcase कर दीजिए. So let's continue with the question. In any case, what Rohit will do is he'll just show you the policy which I personally invest in. वो कैसा दिख रहा है Axis Max Life की website पे, that we can actually see. So that helps you understand what is going on in further depth. Neeraj ji, you can just reach out to your RM and I think he will be able to send you the recording link for sure. I still see two query hands. Sir, और कुछ
Hi.
है?
Hi. Yes. So when, let's say, the policy is issued, it would have been issued to, let's say, an investor or a policy holder who's 40, for example, and that would entail there being a premium that is charged to insure the life also. Let's say the life insurance is of, let's say, 5 lakhs. So
Correct.
how is that part of the premium? Let's say if I pay 10,000 rupees a month, in that 2,000 could be for the insurance, and then 8,000 is what is getting invested. What happens to the 2,000 A? Does me buying the insurance lower that amount? And yeah, and C is of course that, like you said, I can move the component or the ULIP. I can switch it to basically an equity fund also, right?
Got it. So, see, essentially for the insurance company, nothing is changing. So the same premium, the same split, whatever was the sum assured, whatever was the amount invested into units, all that is remaining constant. That is not moving anywhere. What is this moving is the person to whom the maturity proceeds will come. That is it. So जो भी sum assured था, that remains the same. जो भी money of the premium was being allocated to the insurance is still the same. Only the liquidation amount in case of non-mortality is now coming not to the policy holder, but to the investor. Now, in insurance, what typically happens is you cannot assign the insurable interest in the sense जिसके नाम पे जिसके लाइफ पे पॉलिसी ली गई है, that cannot be changed. The policy will remain insuring his life only. Only the recipient of that money can be changed so that he gets the ULIP maturity amount. Paulson, I hope that helps. Great. So I think we are broadly, I think there are a couple of questions. Does this apply to non-participating linked lump sum plans who will decide a negotiable proportion? Yeah, so I think, Nitika, just to answer the three questions, so I think first question is, does this apply to ULIP and endowment? Yes, it is available both in ULIP and endowment. Second is, who will decide the proportion? Proportion is pre-decided in the agreement to which the insurance company is also part. जिसमें ऐसा लिखा हुआ है that all the units value will go to the investor. And he will becomes the major nominee. He actually becomes nominee for the 99% and 1% nominee is original policy holder. And your third question is, insurance companies are offering this facility. So I think I've covered that in depth, that the insurance company is technically a part of this entire arrangement where they have helped create this product of assignment. Rohit? Whatever. Okay. So I think we'll take 2 minutes to kind of just show you how this policy looks like on once it comes after endorsement, so that it helps you get a sense of things like. So if you can see your screen, largely this is the policy. We are taking two policies, so this is in my name, and these are both policies. जिसमें आप देखोगे first policy में the insured person is Mr. Saini, and in the other policy it is Mr. Bhaumik. So the model premium is 1 lakh in the first one, and the other one I don't think it is due. Rohit, you want to click on one of them and. Right. So this is how the policy looks like. Sum assured 5 lakh रुपया है, policy owner दिख रहा है, insured name दिख रहा है. Please keep scrolling. Nominee details is the original nominee for the insurer holder, जिनके नाम पे insurance लिया हुआ है. What is important is to see the percentage. So if you see, the nominee share is 1% for the nominee person, 99% is for the investor. This is in the Axis Max Life website. So this is how we check whether everything is overboard or not. Move on. एक बार पूरा स्क्रॉल थ्रू कर लीजिए, ट्रांजैक्शन दिखा दीजिए, पर्सन दिखा दीजिए, रिफंड दिखा दीजिए, पीपल नो. लास्ट प्रीमियम पेड जो है वो डिटेल यहाँ पे आ जाते हैं. नेक्स्ट पेमेंट ड्यू क्या है वो यहाँ पे आ जाते हैं. नाउ दिस पेमेंट हैज ऑलरेडी बीन मेड टू द insurance company and they will accord it whenever it is due. Move on. Next. ऊपर जा सकते हो आप. I think you can just. I think this is okay. This is clear. Personal is clear. Fund refund. This is where you can check what is the area in which or what are the plans in which the is invested. यहाँ पे the 100% of the fund is invested in the first secure fund, PR driven, and you can always choose to change over the fund to another fund. तो आपको दिख रहा है कि आपका फंड वैल्यू कितना है, आपको दिख रहा है आपके नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स कितने हैं, आपको दिख रहा है आपका NAV कितना है. But it is a very clear and very simple overall product. Makes sense, Rohit. I think thank you. This was helpful.
Hi, Abhishek. One last question. So, will there be any negotiation between the investor and policy holder regarding how much amount?
No. We get you a standard transaction that this is the IRR on the policy. This is what is going on. There is no back and forth. The insurance company, policy holder on plus minus of anything.
Okay. And at any point of time, do policy holder have any right that? So, if he comes any day and wants like I want my policy back, is this possible?
See, because it has already been assigned to you, there is no way that he can claim that it is I want my policy back. Plus, an agreement has been signed between the policyholder and the investor, covering these nuances and covering the investor side of things.
Okay, and like so, definitely investor will be bound to have that particular policy for say 5 years till the 5 years policy maturity.
Typically,
But
1.5-2 साल बचते हैं policy में, but not 5 years that way.
Right.
1.5, yeah, whatever.
but after that, if he wants to continue,
He can
Is it-
continue always.
he can continue always.
But problem is कि आप क्यों continue करोगे?
Right, because returns will be impacted.
Returns कम हो जाएंगे ना. हम as an
Correct.
investor 6% कमाने थोड़ी बैठे हैं. और उस समय अगर आप कंटिन्यू कर रहे हो तो इट इज बैड फॉर यू बिकॉज दैट टाइम यू आर एक्चुअली पेइंग फॉर द सम assured ऑफ द अदर गाय.
Correct.
गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? व्हाटएवर
Right.
पेइंग एडिशनल, उसमें से तो इंश्योरेंस कवरेज का भी खर्चा लग रहा है ना. सो इट डजंट
Correct.
मेक सेंस. So your ideal program is to surrender the first moment that you can surrender, because
Right.
when आप surrender period के बाद hold करोगे, your returns will keep going down.
Correct. Correct. Got it. Yeah.
Right.
So
Got it.
Abhishek,
Anji.
hello, sorry. So it is on investor. He has to keep in mind and keep alert that maturity date is coming. There is no stipulated maturity date communicated by the insurance company.
हाँ, maturity date तो आपको पहले से ही पता होगा ना. It is every policy has a
Because there is a policy is having more than 5 years, and as we are buying for partial period, so for surrender we have to keep a record of the maturity date, our target date.
Correct.
So it is on investor that he has to keep a record of the same to match his return.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Satya, please go ahead.
Yes. So I have a couple of questions. You have used. I'll split it into two. First, I'll ask two questions. Then I'll ask another two.
Sure.
First is, are you the only player who is doing this kind of facilitation in the market? You already mentioned there is a entity called manufacturer. Okay. I don't know if that is a different entity from the insurance company or not, but you have mentioned them as the originator of this product creation, and you are the facilitator. So, are you the only facilitator in the India?
Like I said, we're actually working with 3 different parties to kind of get the best policies on our table, and there are different people who are working with different insurance companies to make this available. So we are coordinating with them and ensuring that we have the best of the policies of the lot so that we can get the highest possible IRR.
No, yeah, I understand that, but my only question is, are you the only, Altius is the only player in the market who is doing this facilitation,
It's
or
a new
anybody?
product, so I have not found too many people doing it, but I can't be sure if others are also doing it.
Okay. And my second question is, you might have heard this about Mobi P2P lending. They have done something, and SEBI has stepped in and stopped it, and many people have
Correct.
had their funds logged in. And this is not the only example, but there are several such companies where SEBI had to step in.
Largely, there was a lot of human corruption.
So अभी बात ये है कि यूलिप में दोनों है, IRDA और SEBI दोनों का इन्फ्लुएंस होता है. So what is the we don't have any clearance from either of the regulator that this product is above board, and that there is a risk that anytime any of the regulator, either of the regulator can step in and say, hey, sorry, you have to freeze this and our funds will be locked in. This could theoretically happen, right? Or do you have any some sort of clearance?
No, I think that is obviously possible, but the case में क्या है ना, you have to understand this. There is a insurance company which is also involved in this process. So insurance company के लिए there is a very small incentive to create such a product if it was of any risk to them.
Insurance company से क्या risk है? उसको तो upfront payment मिल रहा है.
Upfront payment मिल रहा है, but he's also entering into an agreement ना, वो आपके नाम पे endorse करके दे रहा है. So he's a party to the entire contract.
Yes,
So
but
if he has
regulator can
the risk.
nullify the contract, right? That's my point.
Sir, वो तो कुछ भी हो सकता है ना, मतलब that is a risk with anything that.
Like you said that the insurance company is at a risk. I'm not talking from my point of view. You said the insurance company, why would it do it when they have a risk? मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, उनको तो पैसा आ गया, तो उनको क्या रिस्क है?
हाँ, उनको ऐसा रिस्क है कि सर अगर ऐसा कुछ अंडरबोर्ड होता, इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को ऐसा कोई रिस्क लगता that the regulator will not allow, then they wouldn't have created such a product, because no insurance company will get in lock horns with the regulator for such a small product. You're understanding my point? For a AUM of 5 लाख 6 लाख करोड़ के AUM में अगर वो 10,000 करोड़ का भी ये पॉलिसी एक्सचेंज कर लेंगे तो उससे कितना वेरिएंस आएगा? फॉर देम इट इज अ वेरी अनमीनिंगफुल अमाउंट ना. अगर उन्होंने ये चीज क्रिएट करके एक प्रोडक्ट बनाया है, they would have read, they would have consulted lawyers, they would have maybe spoken to the regulator. I'm not aware, but they would have done their necessary bits to kind of
Yes.
ensure that this is
above
decently.
board. I
Yeah,
understand that you have done a lot of research. तभी आप personally पहले invest किया, तब उसके
correct.
बाद ही आप लोग को suggest भी कर रहे हो. अच्छी बात है, ये
बिल्कुल.
सब research किया etc. And ये एक extra step एक बार मिल गया ना, I think there will be an influx of many investors कि
Very
regulator से एक बार clarification आ गया, because right now in India that is the most fear
I
like
completely agree. वो तो चाहिए.
ऐसा है. तो अगर ये एक बार मिल गया,
0.001% रिस्क रहेगा, वो आज भी रहेगा और 10 साल बाद भी रहेगा.
yes,
But that we can't waive off. I mean, that is obviously
नहीं
there.
नहीं, मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि सजेशन आप मान लो, जो भी मान लो कि इफ वी गेट एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ क्लियरेंस और एनी वाइट ग्रीन
Sir,
फ्लैग फ्रॉम एनी ऑफ द रेगुलेटर
हाँ,
कि भाई
नहीं,
ये
absolutely.
चलेगा, तो
Correct,
तब
correct.
ये आपके लिए अच्छा होगा. यही बोल रहा हूँ.
सर इसमें क्या होता है ना, व्हेन प्रोडक्ट्स बिकम टू मेन स्ट्रीम तो अल्फा नहीं बचता है. तो जो इन्वेस्टर है उसको पहले कूदना पड़ता है ज्यादा रिटर्न के लिए, तभी ज्यादा रिटर्न बनेगा. When maybe 3 years from now when it becomes too mainstream, we will probably stop selling because it doesn't make sense कि मैं आज के दिन IRR 12% दे रहा हूँ, सकता है 2 साल बाद 3 साल बाद IRR 8% बजे, तो उसमें क्यों माथा लगाना है, फिर माथा नहीं लगाएंगे.
And
वो पॉइंट है ना. I mean, when it becomes too mainstream, it loses the charm also.
definitely. And
I think
the
we
final
have to find the middle ground wherein it is above board also and it is value accretive also. That's what
got
we're
it.
doing.
Okay. And just final question. When you did the research, आपको कुछ पता चलेगा शायद कि ये प्रोडक्ट सबसे पहले आया कब?
सबसे
Maybe
पहले
not through you, but जो भी manufacturer
it
जो
is a recent product. It's about 3-4 years old.
अच्छा
I
वही
think.
3-4 साल
Yeah,
से है.
बहुत पुराना नहीं है.
Oh.
That's what I'm telling you. It's an evolving product. Every quarter it may get a little better. The agreements might change. But आज के दिन it has become slightly matured. उतना new नहीं है that it is unaware कि क्या होगा, कैसे होगा. There are multiple policies being sold. कई लोगों को returns आ गए हैं. आने के बाद then we've kind of
Okay. Would you put it as more mature than the pre-IPO thing or less mature than pre-IPO?
The IPO is obviously a 15-20-year-old product. ऐसा investment in companies before the IPO that has been happening for last 50 years. So that's obviously a much more time-tested product.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you.
Got it. Fair. I think this was an interesting session.
Abhishek ji.
Abhishek ji, thank you for coming on this call and thank you for participating. We will end the call because we've already reached about an hour of taste time. If there are any questions, please feel free to drop in a message onto the number which has been shared. You can also fill the form if you're interested to get in touch. We can, the team will kind of get on a one-to-one call and help you understand this a little better. Right. Other than that, thank you everyone for joining in. It was super interesting to bring this down as a new product and answer all of the queries that you had. If there is anything which you've not been able to address on this call, please put in the chat window in the form which has been posted right now.